Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
It's always so fun being a fly on the wall, watching somebody getting caught out for something they probably shouldn't be doing. You get to bask in it and just sit back and watch them crumble.
Yeah, scramble.
Stew.
Nice change of pace for you.
Yeah, all of the above. But, pretty much, I went to the pub with my parents, my dad and my mum, and as we walk into the pub, my dad is greeted by his first name. They're like, "Hello, Mark," as we come in. And
what, by just a mate there, or
no? So it was one of the workers that sort of greets you, takes you to your table, whatever.
And he knew him by first name.
First name
First
basis.
name basis. No nicknames. First birth name.
Always a bad sign when the bartender knows your first name, isn't it?
Literally. And so he brings us, he's like, okay, the table 36 is in the outdoor area, go sit down. And then my mum's pulled it up and she said, like, how does that guy know your name? And he's like, I don't know. Just I think I came here a few weeks ago or whatever. Just like, really tries to shrug it off.
Mutual friend.
Yeah. And then it progresses to, we've ordered a bit of food, ordered some garlic bread and stuff. And it comes to the table, this waitress lady comes to the table, she puts it down and she's like, looks around the table, susses if anyone needs any drinks, and then she clocks my dad and looks at him and she's like, "Oh, Mark, how are you?" And this is the point where he is just crumbling now. Like, he's like, "Oh, I've been caught out. This is 2 for 2, right?"
Yeah.
And,
like, how many times do you come here?
It's just getting worse and worse. Mum's like, how often do you come here?
Well,
He's
every
like,
time I say I'm going to the library, I'm coming here.
the soup kitchen, the library, either or, they're always the pub. But and then it's starting to get a little bit nervous, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't come here that often.
Sure.
And then as we're about to leave, someone's like, "See you later, Mark."
I'll see you tomorrow, mate.
What a car ride home. This guy lives there.
We want to open up the text line here. 0428 927 927 is the number to get involved. Where'd you get caught out, Adelaide?
I want to know, what was your mum saying throughout this? Was she basking in it as well? Or
Yeah,
was
she thought it was funny, but she was like, "How often do you actually go to the pub?" And
Yeah.
it's like, "Not that often." And we'd have to turn around and think, "Geez, you must. You must. If 3 for 3 people are calling you by your first name."
Yeah, that's amazing. I once caught out some friends. They said they were going home one time when we were out and about, and then I looked on Snap Maps and they happened to both be at McDonald's.
Oh, Snap Maps is a killer.
So a screenshot said, "Caught you, cheeky girls."
Jeez, the amount of relationships ruined by the Snap Maps.
Always got to be put on ghost mode. I had another time where I played footy and I wanted to go out with all the footy boys, but I had to work Saturday night at the pub. So I called up my boss and said, "Oh, look, sorry, mate, I can't work tonight. I can't walk on my leg. I've really hurt myself at footy." Anyway, went out. There were Instagram pictures that went up. He saw that. And then I ran into him the next day. And he's like, "Oh, how's your leg, mate?" I'm like, "My leg? What are you talking about?" He's like, "That's why you didn't work last night." I was like, "Shit."
Oh, yeah, I forgot I said that.
Someone texted in saying, "I called in sick to work and went to a cafe in my neighbourhood thinking there's no way I'd bump into anyone. When I walked in, I spotted my boss sitting down at another table. I was wearing a hat and sunnies, so I was hoping they wouldn't recognise me, but unfortunately, Monday I was called into the office and given a warning."
Oof, caught out.
Jeez, hat and sunnies as well was such a funny look. Should have done the fake moustache on top of that.
Newspaper with the eye holes cut
Yeah.
out. What about this one here? It's insane. I saw my recently single uncle at the sexual health clinic. Poor bloke is in his 50s. It was one of the most awkward encounters ever.
Jeez, it would be. This one here, saw a dude on
Wait, no, that... You brushed past
like,
that.
Hold up. That is actually awful.
Really awful.
Well, was it you that texted in? You
Yeah,
wanted
trying
brush
to
past
glaze
Are
over
you
it.
the uncle?
Someone said, saw a dude on the kiss cam from my work. He was with a girl he most definitely shouldn't have been with. They were sweating bullets.
That's saucy.
That is saucy, but also devastating for his misso sitting at home going, "Oh, okay."
You'd also be thinking, like, what has God got planned for me? There's so many people at the capacity of an oval, like Adelaide Oval.
What have I done?
What have I done out of 1 in 54,000 people or so to cop this?
Instant karma.
Oh, this last text is absolutely insane here. Caught my dad out at the pub near his work, stopped in to join him for lunch one Friday to find out that he goes there so often, they have a pizza named after him on the front bar. Sam in Ranella. That is insane. Thank you for getting involved.
He was so popular, they got rid of the meat lovers and fitted him on there.
Can I just ask, did you guys check out the front bar menu at your pub that your dad was
No,
at?
yeah, they are Mark Wedges.
First you get the sugar, then you get the power, then you get the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
I need to ask you about this temptation I've been having all last week. So recently we've been going to this gym called Red Star.
Yeah.
All of us here at Fresh. It's down on Old Port Road. Great gym. So many classes there as well available.
Heaps.
But yeah, me and Callum have been hitting it pretty hard. And we went most days last week.
Have you noticed, Davo?
Absolutely.
See the shirt.
Guys,
sorry, here the button popped off my shirt into your eye.
You know what? I'm so sick of you guys doing the show shirtless at this point, you know?
Just trying to show off. No, but every day driving home, I've been having this temptation, and it's like God is teasing me, and I'm very close to giving in, but I want to get your opinion to see whether I should give in or
Do
not.
it.
The land of promise isn't open anymore. You do realise that.
Damn it. No, every day driving home, I have to drive back down Port Road, right? And there's one specific shop on Port Road. I think you know what I'm talking about. It's Krispy Kreme.
Oh, it would be tempting. I mean, they have a pretty great system that's nailed down with their red light.
Every single day I've driven home, that red light has been on.
Wow.
Every
day?
It's like I'm going at the exact time. It's like God is teasing me, hey, who cares about the gym? Just throw it all away with one free donut.
You've cracked the code, haven't you? The timing is right. You are set to go,
Yeah.
but what are you going to do,
And
mate?
I haven't changed the time I've been going either. I want I want it. I want it so bad.
You say it's like God tempting, it's like a God angel light, but it's almost like the red devil, that red light, tempting you to get that sweet, sweet donut.
Those things are it's so hard when that sort of gets into your face. I remember one time when I was dating someone that was like an hour away from my house. So you go past one McDonald's, you'll be like, nah, I don't need that. Second one, nah. Third one, nah. Fourth one, you're thinking maybe. Fifth one, you're like, oh. By the sixth one, you're just like,
what's
know
one
what?
cheeseburger?
Yeah.
And what's one free donut?
Mate.
It's the temptation is there. It's real. I've come very close. I've managed to put it off and not stop yet. I've held it off until I've brought it up with you guys. Should I stop the next time I go?
I think get the donut, attach it to a string, bring it to the gym next time, and
Yeah.
have it dangling there as a
In
reminder.
front of the treadmill.
Yeah.
All right. I get older. The Davo, Tom and Callum podcast stays the same age.
I went to a hens night on Saturday and it was wild. I actually caught up with some of my friends that I hadn't seen for a little while, and it was a little bit of a case of mum's gone wild because of course a lot of my friends have little babies. And one of my friends, Alana, she has a little baby. He's 8 months old. His name's Alfie and he is so cute.
Alfie.
Yeah.
Alf.
Or what are you going to say?
Short for Alf. Does he eat cats?
But he's so cute. He's so chunky. He's only just started crawling. But so my friend Alana's mum, obviously Nana, is doting Nana, loves the baby a lot. But the other day, my friend Alana got a message from her saying, "Hey, what are you feeding Alfie?" And she's like, I don't know, like milk and bananas and
Occasional cat.
Yeah, the occasional cat. Good gear. Alf has not been around for the last 15 years.
No, he's coming back in pop form.
I think collectively the Fresh fam all switched off the radio just then.
If you like a good Simpsons gag, that is a good one. I'm pretty proud of that one.
Well done.
Very good. Well, yes. So, where was I? Gosh.
Yeah, Alfie's been
What's
eating
he eating?
his diet.
Yeah, so she was asking about his diet. She goes, bananas, milk, the usual stuff, And Nan comes back and says, I think you should stop feeding him bananas because, he's sitting there and he's looking quite unattractive for summer.
For summer? What, as if his
Summer bod.
What's the expectation? He's got to hop on the Bondi Sands and
Post-season blowout.
get jacked for summer.
Baby with a six-pack on the beach. Yeah, it was a really odd thing to say about a baby. Quite unattractive for summer. I think babies, aren't they meant to be chunky?
Yeah,
Like-
I want the baby to look like that one from the banana boat ads, on the beach.
The baby has only just started crawling as well. Like, that weight will come off. Don't worry about it. But she's saying you can't feed him bananas because he's going to look quite unattractive for summer.
And babies do copper a lot, don't they? Because, I guess like
It's tough life being a baby.
Well, it is, and, you have all the parents and the grandparents looking at the baby, and they know the baby can't understand what you're saying, so it's a bit of a free-for-all, They can sort of say whatever they want.
You can say anything about a baby. I mean, you shouldn't. But
What I've heard, this one sounds like an asshole. You can't call a baby an asshole.
I mean, yeah.
1300 737374. We're opening up the phone lines here. What'd they say about the baby? Danny from Goola has texted in and said, my mum told me my son looked like a fat gremlin.
Ooh.
Don't feed him past midnight, because he's one, a gremlin, and also he doesn't need the food. He's fat.
Yeah, no swimming and no food past midnight.
What about a lot of fat shaming on the babies here? This one says, I'm 5'0" and quite petite, and my friend has a super chunky baby. And the first time she handed him to me, the baby was, first time she handed me, I fell over. The baby was fine, but I audibly went, oofed. My friend was so offended.
Jeez, heavy baby. This one's crazy. A co-worker was so excited to be a dad, then the baby came along, and the baby was African. Neither the mum or he was African, though, but no one was saying anything, and everyone was like, oh, he's cute. Until our boss comes along, has a look at the photo, and point blank goes, she's come out tan. Oh. What's sadder is that he still thought he was the father until the boss pointed out he wasn't. I don't know how you think
That's
you are the dad,
That's
pretty obvious.
Well, denial's a powerful drug, my friend.
Yeah.
Honestly, that poor man, that is a wild story. What about this one?
How's the boss, though?
The boss. But also, it would have been such a jerk reaction for him to go, whoa, geez, she's come out tan. Like, where'd you get her from?
Missing one of those things in his brain, like lack sympathy.
This boss is just rogue as.
This one here says, my mother told me she was worried about my baby girl and hopefully she grows into her features.
Oh, grows into the features, not a good one.
This text here, my mum always skips past my sister when we watch back family videos and said, that's coming twice.
Yeah.
2 people.
Another growing into the features.
Yeah, another one worried about them growing into their features.
I love this one here. My wife's grandpa referring to my twins as ugly 1 and ugly 2 was not cool.
Honestly, grandparents can be absolutely brutal.
These are brutal, aren't they?
First rule of the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast is you don't talk about the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. The second rule of the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast is you don't talk about the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
Think you've got your head around the footy, but what about your hands? Fresh 92.7's ultimate game of Marks Up, sponsored by Sip and Save.
Geez, Friday was an absolutely mammoth day for us here at Fresh. We started the day down at West Lakes at the St. John Christmas Home Lottery Grand Prize House. It was incredible, and we did a broadcast there.
Beautiful spot. Definitely worth checking out when you can find the time.
But then, of course, we came back and headed straight down to Glenunga Oval for our ultimate game of Marks Up.
That's it. $1,000 voucher to Sip and Save on the line. All you had to do was mark the ball.
Hey, this is a huge one as well. Like, we put on a good show for it. I mean, we had the oranges cut up. And
at the halftime oranges.
We had the banner everyone could run through. We had legendary football star Ben Nelson kicking the footy, launching it into the air for people to mark so they can get that $1,000.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I mean, the people that came out, there was about, 30, 40 people were competing.
Oh, it was a good amount.
And so we did 4 heats, and then at the end, they obviously had the ultimate winners there, and we had a winner at the end. But before we got into the Marks Up game, I did have a chat to a couple of the lads there. All right, we're at Glenunga Reserve, and I have got James here. James, how are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Now, look, James, do you have any tactics for today?
Grab the ball, hopefully. That's about it.
Okay. Well, you've got a bit of height on you, so that's a bit of an advantage.
Pretty good at jumping as well, so they're my 2 strengths, and catching. Don't have to kick, so we should be all good.
Excellent. You heard it here first. James Cardone is the jumper and catcher.
Yeah.
Pretty good tactic to mark the ball. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Solid.
Straightforward.
Good start.
Can't go wrong, surely.
But James rocked up. He had the Guernsey on. He had the footy shorts on, the footy boots. He was ready to go. But unfortunately, James did not take out the win.
All the gear, no idea.
Yeah.
Hey?
And then I had a chat to a bloke named Chris. So I am here with Chris. How are you feeling today?
Nervous.
And do you have any tactics for the game?
Push everyone out the way and stand on their heads, hopefully.
Now, Chris, what suburb are you from?
Cheltenham.
Cheltenham, and you've come all the way from Cheltenham to Glenunga for the Marks Up.
That's it. I was nearly going to bring your mum from Pennington.
Hey! Oh, she wouldn't have complained, mate, let me tell you. You reckon your tactic is what, to push everyone out the way?
Oh, look, no, I don't know. I thought there'd be, not so many big burly footy players here, but, it looks like the work's cut out for us.
Mate, it's not about the size, it's the way you use it.
Jeez, you loved your own joke there, didn't you?
You two little hyenas having a laugh.
When I started saying that and I was looking at him dead in the eye, I thought, this isn't okay.
Well, what did the Pennington mum joke mean as well?
Yeah,
It sounded
I
a bit
don't know.
dicey.
I don't know, man. He's my new stepdad.
One for one.
Yeah. Well, Chris, he came straight from work, didn't he? He was in the jeans. He wasn't very sportily dressed.
Yes, yeah. So he had to go from work and then had to go back to work after the game.
Keep in mind, he was one of the only people I saw practicing a good half an hour before it started. He was there. He was the first one there with one of his mates, and they were kicking the ball around. So it looked like pretty good hopes for him.
And how did it go? Who won?
Well, we can reveal that Chris actually won.
Woo!
Congratulations, Chris. He won himself a $1,000 voucher to Sip and Save to have the ultimate AFL Grand Final party, which of course is this weekend. It's going to be Collingwood versus Brisbane at the MCG. It's going to be a ripper of a game. Congrats, Chris.
Hey, obviously, congrats to Chris. And if you want to have a look at the video, it's on our Instagram at Fresh927 and see what went on.
Yeah, plenty of footage. It was such a fun day, and thanks to everyone who came out. At the end of the day, we're all winners, right?
That's it.
Put down the mic. What's in the podcast? What's in the podcast?
I'm a little fired up this morning, to be honest.
You could have fooled me, mate.
It's a mixture between fired up and a little second hand from the weekend.
I was getting a massage before. Installed a massage chair here.
So what happened Friday is I had to, we're just going to skip by that because I don't know what it
was
meant.
obviously because you were saying you were relaxed. Go on.
Yeah, obviously. Hey, no, I had to renew my license on Friday, so I had to go down to Service SA, right? And my trek there was dreadful.
Oh no, what happened? Did you go on a bit of an adventure?
Went on an adventure. So it was, it was a Friday, finished up work, so I was pretty keen to get this over and done with ASAP. So instead of walking down there here in the city, I got an electric scooter.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
It's always a big decision to get the electric scooter, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Sometimes, sorry, go on.
Well, I was going to say, you only do it in, I've only done it in sort of stressful moments where you have to be somewhere quite quickly. I've never done it just leisurely, like, hey, I have to get the scooter and have a relaxed, time to get there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a relaxed time. I haven't caught one of these scooters. There's a few different brands here in the city, right? I haven't caught one of these in, I reckon, about a year.
Yeah, okay, so it's been a little while between rides.
Yeah, and last time I caught one, you have your no ride zones where they just sort of stop working, and you can take them sort of to the outer suburbs of the city, but not much past that.
Well, a classic one is Rundle Mall. That pretty much just, as soon as you get into Rundle Mall, it says dead zone. You can't go through there. Obviously, you're going to hit people and you're going too fast.
So I immediately decided to avoid Rundle Mall. What I've done is I'm going down Grenfell, no ride zone. This thing stops on me, and I'm like, oh, stuff it. I'll just park it here.
Yeah.
And I try to park it this is a no park zone.
Oh,
You can't park
mate.
in a no ride zone. I'm like, oh crap. All right, so I have to push it, and these things sort of break themselves in a no ride zone. So I'm pushing it in front of all these people, dragging it along.
Everyone thinking, look at this idiot, doesn't even know it's a no-go zone here.
Yeah.
It's obviously
Get
never
that
ridden
thing out of here.
Inexperienced scooter user, obviously.
So I've eventually made it down some alleyway, and it started working again, and I'm like, happy days, we're on here. Then I get all the way down to Service SA, park it in front, and now they've changed the game of parking too. So it's scan the buildings and street signs around you to make sure you can park here. I'm like, what? No, weird. Okay, whatever. Scanning. you can't park here. This isn't a designated park zone. I had to bloody ride one of these things another 500 metres till I got to a designated park zones where there are around the city. And they're not close together either.
So the thing that's meant to be saving you time and effort has really been quite detrimental to your journey.
I walked back after that.
You're right.
I wasn't getting on one of those things again.
This trek does have similarities to Frodo Baggins delivering the ring in difficulty.
Never again will I hop on one of these death traps.
Sometimes me think, what is friend? Then me say, friend is someone to listen to Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. Cookie, nom 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 nom.
Things are so accessible these days. You know, you can get anything at the touch of a button. You know, lift somewhere, some food delivered, medication delivered. You can even hire a hubby to go and do odd jobs around the place. But over in America, they've taken it one step further. Now, this is something I feel like would appeal to you boys.
Sure. Okay, so you've got an offer on the table. It's something that me and Tom might be invested in and would spend our hard-earned money on.
Well, maybe not you, but I know certainly your mums might be keen on this one.
Okay.
Because what they're doing is, over in America, parents are hiring mums to take care of their kids while they're away in college.
That's wild. That's ridiculous. And why would you assume that we would be, you know, our parents would be the culprits to paying for such a service?
Well, what they're doing, you know, over there, so they get shop for their kids for dorm supplies, make their beds, wash their clothes.
Sounds all right.
How much does this service cost again?
Well, that's just the thing. It is absolutely eye-watering, the costs that parents are going to for this. It is. Just take a guess for a year, maybe like 9 months of assistance from a hired mum.
Right, subscription fee, I'm going to say for an annual cost, let's say 7.5.
Yeah.
7.5 grand?
I'm going to pop 10 grand.
10 grand, okay, right. Well, they're actually setting you back $15,000 a year. For the privilege to wash clothes, and take you places, all that crap.
Yeah, just have a mum butler.
So this company apparently is raking it in. They only take 30 students on at a time, but they're getting a $300,000 in revenue.
That is crazy, isn't
that's
it?
American dollars, so it's more than that, 450,000.
It is so strange that they have all the mums out there being like, oh, I can't bear with my kid going off to college. I'm going to need someone to make the beds.
I feel like you can relate. I feel like every time I've caught up with anyone around you and your mum, they always go on about how your mum loves you more than anything, but is like...
I'm a little angel.
Is enabling.
I'm a little
She's
angel.
an enabler to your bad behaviour.
I think I'll have to get the link to this service. It doesn't sound too bad at all, right?
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.